and congratulations on this kickoff meeting. It's a wonderful opportunity for all the Toastmasters in the area to advance and get detailed feedback, and it's a great initiative. So it's my pleasure to be the GE this evening. I will introduce the general evaluation session, and we will be demonstrating two different models of evaluation this evening. We will first have the regular evaluator, but then there will be a round robin for speaker number one. And for the round robin, we will be going around the room, and each individual will have 1 minute to give feedback for both the speaker and the evaluator. We're trying not to repeat the same feedback, so if someone else has given a particular piece of feedback, try not to repeat it, and if you don't have anything to add to that, you can pass. And also remember to include the evaluator if you have anything to say about the evaluator as well. The second model will be the panel evaluation for speaker number 2 and evaluator number 2. So we will have 3 evaluators come up, but their focus will be, the first one will be content, the second one will be delivery, and the third one will be language. And they will have 1 to 2 minutes to give their feedback for both the speaker and the evaluator. Again, not repeating the same comments that were previously used. So we'll start with the evaluator for speaker number 1 is Matthew Bergeron. Now Matthew comes to us from Brampton Toastmasters and Sheridan Davis Bruins Toastmasters. He has completed his CC, and I asked him what's the best piece of advice or evaluation comment that he's received that's helped him advance as a speaker and as a leader. And he said, to find your style. Feedback from others doesn't necessarily mean it's for you, but always listen. Please welcome Matthew Bergeron to the evaluation.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters and fellow Toastmaster guests, especially you, Brian. Brian, the first thing I have to say about your speech was it was so unique. Who's ever heard of a speech about urinal etiquette? Already you just captured the audience right off the bat, so I already had a feeling that you were taking us on the journey that you were wanting to do. I'm going to evaluate your speech with the following. What I felt was the ignition point of your speech, and that captured everyone's attention so we can keep going along this journey. What I felt there were areas that you can improve on to enhance the speech a bit further, and what I felt that was most impactful and what we could take from his speech. The thing I wanted to talk about was that urinal etiquette was so amazing, and you demonstrated in your opening session with images. Before you even said a word, you had some people laughing, you had some people going, oh my God, what am I looking at? But the point is that you had a reaction, and every single member, which means you grabbed everyone's attention right off the bat, and that aligned fit with your objectives of your speech. I liked how you structured your speech very well, because you were mentioning different various points throughout the speech and what you're going to take us to, but you weren't really giving as much. You were kind of saying, oh, this is the little structure, but don't worry, there's more to come, and there's a little bit of a mystery behind it. So I felt that I've noticed really well. And you amplified it with humor. You got us laughing throughout the entire speech. You were also asking us questions to make sure that you were making sure that we were taking information, not to mention doing an actual test. Again, something I've never seen before happening during a speech. And you actually had very superior language. And that language was really good because it made the speech so easy for us to follow and allowed you to be very more creative with the speech. So I noticed that throughout when you were talking. Now, there were some areas I felt in your speech that you can definitely enhance on. The first thing I noticed is that while you had very superior language, usually with superior language, you can do a lot of vocal variety, so you can try and get to the audience in many different ways. You had a lot of different lines saying, bro, learn to code. I wish you could have said it in a different phrase, because that means when we're hitting a certain level of emotion and structure, and then you switch it off to another different angle, you're kind of keeping us off balance and therefore keeping us even more intrigued. So something sort of, bro, learn to code, or something of that sort, I think that would have got to us. And I also want you to try something called using opposites. For example, there was a joke that you said where you were talking about, oh, making wash sounds in the washroom is okay, except at the urinals. I felt that if you used it in more of an opposite way, it would have a little bit even more impact. For example, if someone tried saying, oh, it's okay to make sounds in the washroom, except in the urinals, it would kind of get that little bit of attention, and it would grab us even more. And what I felt you really impacted the speech was that you had a topic that connected everyone. But more importantly, and this is what the difference was between an advanced speech and other speeches, was that you made sure you put the effort in connecting all the different people inside here. And I found that really important because it allowed us to feel natural and listen into it. And you were very detailed and welcoming. And the best part, of course, was the interaction. I found it extremely interacting. I noticed that the audience within the first 30 seconds was all glued towards the screen and to you, and I thought that was something that we can definitely cherish on. I love it, and I'm going to follow that bro code even furthermore.